we're going to be doing volumes of pyramids tonight. So this should say 10.2. Alrighty, so vocabulary. A pyramid is a three-dimensional figure. So we talked about 3D yesterday. 3D figure that has a polygon base. Okay, so we're not talking about a pyramid that has a circle. We're talking about a pyramid that has, you know, all sides, so either a triangle, rectangle, or a square. Okay, and we're going to be doing triangular faces that all meet a common vertex. Okay, remember we talked about vertex as two lines that meet each other, right? So we're going to be talking about a pyramid that have vertex. So if you think about Egyptian pyramids, okay, they all have that vertex right at the top, right? Okay, so that's what we're talking about, have a common vertex. So they consist of a base, and then they all meet at a point, which is the vertex. All right, so our formula, which we are looking at our formula chart, formula says this. So we are going to change this formula because that looks too confusing. Just like we do with triangles when we have 1/2 b times h, right? When we're talking about area, not volume, but we're talking about area. Remember we made it b times h divided by 2, okay? So that's what we're pretty much doing here. So we're moving our big B, which is different from little b, our capital B times h, all divided by 3. So this should be the formula we need to rewrite on our formula chart and use every single time. Okay, so just like yesterday, our big B does not mean the base. It means the area of the base. That's why it's so important for us to know area. So what replaces when we see a triangular base, we replace B with the area of a triangle. So base times height divided by 2 times the height of the entire figure, all divided by 3. Okay? Seems kind of complicated, but it's really not because you know how to do this part 100%, or you should. All right, so rectangle or square base is going to be replaced with just base times height, okay, b times h, times the height of the entire figure, and then divide everything by 3. Okay, it'll make more sense when we do some examples. All right, so our steps, which you're going to be using tomorrow. Number 1, you find your formula on the formula chart. So remember, we're going to be using this one, or we need to rewrite this one, and this is the one we're going to use. Okay, so number 2, highlight your base. This is so important. You've got to highlight your bases, okay, or the base for a pyramid. There's only one base. Okay, and determine which shape it is. Then draw an arrow from the capital B, which we call our big B, and say what shape your base is and what the formula is for the area of the base, which is your capital B. Okay, then you substitute the area of the base, which is our capital B, with the formula into your volume formula. So we're always going to replace this capital B with the area of our base. Okay, and then multiply it by the height of the whole entire figure. Okay, number 5, simplify your expression by using order of operations. So pretty much number 5 is solve. Okay, helpful hints that you need to know. Number 1, the second H, so if we have capital B and then we have our H and then all divided by 3, this H right here I've already talked about, but the second H in your formula is talking about the height of the actual figure. So our height is going to always, remember, always be a right angle. So our right angle is going to sometimes be in the middle of our figure. Oh, actually always, because you got to have that right angle. Okay, so your height is connected by the right angle. Got to remember that, of the entire figure. So it's got to meet with at the top of the vertex. Okay, so your height of your pyramid will always be, remember in class, it's always going to be a right angle. Do not pick a slanted side, ever. Okay, so example number 1, we're almost done. This is pretty easy if you knew what you were doing yesterday, pretty much. We just have a different formula. So our first step is finding the formula. We know that it meets and looks like something in Egypt, so it looks like a pyramid. So we know our formula is going to consist of, here, let me do the formula over here. Formula is going to be big B, so the area of the base, times the height, all divided by 3. Okay, we know that because it meets at a vertex and it looks like a pyramid. So we look on our formula chart and that's what it says. All right, so then we highlight our base. With pyramids, there's only one base. Okay, so what shape is this base? Good. It's going to be a rectangle. So I'm going to need to make sure that I find my big B first, and this is how I do it. Okay, so I'm going to be finding my area of the base, big B. So FSA for this part is formula for a rectangle is going to be just base times height. Okay, so I want you to cover up anything but what we just highlighted. So base times height is going to be connected by a right angle. So we always know a rectangle has all right angles. So we're going to have 8 times 7, which is going to give me 56 for my capital B. So big B is going to equal 56. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to start over, but we always need to draw it. So sorry. Redraw your base and do a 7 by 8. So we found our big B. So this is something you have to do kind of on the side. Okay, now I'm going to replace capital B, which is the area of the base, with 56 times what's the height of the entire figure that meet at the vertex. Good. Okay, I see a right angle. It's going up to meet at the vertex. It's not a slant. It's not one of these slanted ones because those do not have right angles. So 56 times 6, and then divide everything by 3. Okay, so pause me, work it out, and let's see if we get the same answer. Good. You should have gotten 336 divided by 3 because 56 times 6 gives you 336. All divided by 3. Your answer, ran out of room. The volume of this pyramid, or your answer, should be 112 inches cubed. Remember, volume is to the third power. Area was to the second, volume is to the third. Okay, pretty easy, right? All you got to do is, the base is the main thing. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2, first thing, I need to see what kind of shape it is. Clearly, we're doing pyramids today, so of course we're going to look at our pyramid, and it's capital B times the height of the entire figure, all divided by 3. Okay, so then I have to highlight my base, which pyramids only have one base, so I'm highlighting my base. Okay, I see a right angle here. I'm going to cover up this part, and I'm just going to focus on my base because I need to figure out my big B before I can start substituting in for the entire figure. So I'm going to get my big B, I'm going to draw, oops, here, let me redraw that, that's not very pretty. Okay, so it's connected by the right angle, so we have an 8 by 14, so I redraw it. So FSA for the area of my base, which is a triangle, so looking on your formula chart, what's the area of a triangle? Good, base times height divided by 2. Alrighty, so we're going to plug in 14 times 8, because they're connected by the right angle, and then divide everything by 2. So 14 times 8, 112, divided by 2, gives me the area of the base. So my capital B, or the area of the base, is going to be 56. Good. Okay, so now I've done my work on the side. I'm going to just plug it in now. So I've done the hardest part. Now I plug in for capital B, which we got 56 for the area of my triangle, times the height of the entire figure, right angle, right? Meets at the vertex. Do not ever do a slant, right? So it's going to be 17. Very good. And then divide by 3. Alrighty, y'all pause me and try it out, and let's see if we get the same answer. Alright? We should have got 952 divided by 3. So the volume of the entire figure would be approximately 317 and 3/10, repeating, or 317 and 1/3. Either one would work. Alright guys, I'm going to change my color really fast and then we'll be done. The main thing about this whole volume thing is it consists of a lot of areas built on each other. So we always have to get the base. This is the most important part, is to get your capital B by doing the area of whatever you highlighted. All right, I should have been using the highlighter the whole time. All right, so highlighting your base and finding big B, if you can get that down and you understand, you're going to be rocking.